Boom. What is going on, everybody? You're watching a brand new video here from Card Boot Collectors. I'm your host, James, and today I'm going to be doing an eBay mystery action figure box unboxing, as you see right here. Just arrived this morning. Obviously haven't opened it yet, so I thought, go on, let's make a video. Hopefully be a fairly short one. There isn't too many items in here. A lot of it is like tat, you know. There's basically one item that I saw on the lot that I was like, yeah, go on then, let's purchase that. But the rest of it really is pretty much rubbish. The guy hasn't, sounds packaged fairly well. Yeah, as I say, basically just one item in here I was after, so let's crack it open and see what is in here. Don't know what else to say really. I say there's not a lot in this lot. There's only about, I don't know, 15-20 items, and a lot of that is bulked out with stuff which is probably going to be destined for the charity shop, like McDonald's toys and that kind of thing. But the one thing I did want, seems like it's a pretty rare thing. I'd never seen one before. I saw this lot pop up. It hadn't been listed very long. It was pretty cheap anyway. It was only listed for like 20 quid plus sort of like £7 or £8 postage. And I just sent him a cheeky offer of 15 quid and the guy accepted it straight away. So this right here is the thing I wanted. We'll put that to the side and we'll take a look at that last. Let's go through the rest of it. So as I say, this lot cost all in. It was about just over 20 quid. It was like 22, 23 pounds, something like that, postage included. So I've got some bubble wrap here, which doesn't stink. It's clean, new stuff, so I will reuse that. So what are we looking at right here? I don't have a clue. I think this is the McDonald's toys, maybe? McDonald's? I don't have a clue. That's sealed, whatever it is. Some kind of like loads of cardboard elements, but it's also got a fantastic sticker, and that's one of like Poundland's brands. So maybe it's something like made by McDonald's but ended up in Poundland. I don't know. It looks like quite a lot of stuff in there, like cardboard elements, maybe a game or something. I don't have a clue. I'm not going to open it because it's sealed, but I'll definitely look into what that is. It's called Discover the Rainforest Wonders something, and there's like a little plastic rake. Don't know. Next up, now this I don't even know why the guy bother including, because it is like basically just fit for the bin. It is a Dalek enemy identifier plastic microscope from Doctor Who. But the guy did say in the description that it was missing loads of bits, and this is like a really cheap toy anyway. This is only really worth, like, I'm sure my local entertainer still has these in stock and they're only like £5 on clearance. So with bits missing, it's definitely not going to hold any value, so I'd like to just end up in the bin. Yeah, I'm going to use it for it. Next up, we've got another little wrap here of action figures. Save those for a second because I don't think there's much else in here that we can look at. So I'll just unwrap them and come back to them in a second. There. And the final one, and then I'll hit the box out of the way. That's the box over there. Okay, so got a couple of little bags of figures. You know, as you can see, there isn't a whole lot to look at in this. So what does this come from? Oh, that's from the microscope, I think. Anyway, we've got this dude right here. This is from Digimon, one of the latest, the newer series. As I say newer, it's probably probably getting on towards 10 years old now. Can't remember the name of it, but this dude, I remember when these guys came out, they were not very popular and they were on clearance in my local Tesco. Really cheap at the time. They've picked up quite a bit of value now. I think this is about sort of £10-15 figure, so that'll cover most of my investment on this lot. I've got this bag right here, which I believe are Ben 10 dudes. I don't know. I think they're from a game or something where you like shoot them over. They're just like little plastic standees, more or less. These are, I'm pretty sure, Ben 10 or Secret Saturdays or something along those lines. Don't know. There's no markings on them. They look very like Cartoon Networky. So there's those. I got a whole bag of little PVC Toy Story figures. These are like a Disney Store exclusive set. They do like these little PVC figures where you get 7 or 8 in a box set. I'd say this is probably incomplete. There was probably like a Jessie or something else originally, maybe an alien. But they're still quite nice little things. Probably a couple of quid value in these. Bullseye, Buzz Lightyear, Zurg, and Dinosaur Alan. Okay, so this bag right here is fairly interesting. These are all, aside from this one, I believe these are all made by Schleek. So this is the Minotaur from Narnia, with his little scythe thing. It's pretty nifty. I've got quite a few Narnia figures. Again, one of those lines where when these were released they weren't really that popular. I believe these ended up in my local Poundland like back in the day. They don't hold a whole lot of value now, but they are quite hard to find. So this dude here is some kind of like resin man sort of thing you'd find in like a gift shop at some like English heritage castle ruin or similar. And I'm pretty sure these are all Schleek. Yeah, I had quite a few of these back in the day. It's a sort of just little solid plastic knights. They're made in Germany by a company called Schleek. You can see it stamped on his gooch there. So there's a knight or a crusader or something with his standard or flag or whatever. No horse. I've got an angry man here with a implement of destruction. And this looks like, no idea. And there's a camel as well. Now some of these, once they're discontinued, are pretty expensive. I don't know if any of these ones are. I haven't like researched them obviously, but they are they're pretty expensive to buy new. A camel like this might be like 7 quid, 8 quid new. And once they're discontinued, certain ones are really expensive. So I don't know with these. I mean, again, there's probably like 15 quid value in those. So that's not too bad a thing to find in a little lot like this. So next up, this is like the final thing. And this is what like I was curious about. I'd never seen one before, and here it is. You know, it's Star Wars Episode 1. It's like a gift set. But it's just really unusual, and I did like a quick Google search before I made an offer, and I just couldn't find one anywhere. It's a lot different than what I thought it was. I thought this was going to be bigger. I thought it was the full-size figures, but I did have an inkling it might be small ones because they are called mini figures, and I figured if this was the full-size ones, it would be quite a big item. So yeah, again, another thing, I wasn't sure if this was genuine, if it was like a bootleg, but it seems all genuine. So yeah, the Naboo Starfighter with like the normal Star Wars Episode 1 figures, but like scaled down by about half. So yeah, these are probably about 2.5 inches tall, with tiny little Naboo Starfighter. It just feels very cheaply made. The box is very like flimsy, but yeah, very interesting. You can see it's all genuine Hasbro product. Looks like it's been opened at some point, but I don't think it's been used. It looks pretty new in there. So yeah, I could only find one listing for one of these bad boys, and they're asking like 75 quid for it. I don't think it's worth it. I'd value it more at like somewhere between, I don't know, 30 to 50, somewhere around there. I don't think anyone would really pay much more for it, but that's a really neat item. A lot of the Episode 1 stuff's pretty common, and you see it about quite often, but this is just one of those things which, you know, I'd never seen one before. I assume it's fairly uncommon. So there you go, that's the lot. As I said already, this lot came in at about 20 quid roughly, so I think it's not too bad really. It's just I think it was just someone clearing out some tat. They had loads of similar lots listed of toys and like collectibles and stuff. So yeah, not a lot to look at, not that exciting, but hopefully a fairly interesting little video. We've got that, and those are pretty okay, and those are pretty okay, and that's pretty okay. So yeah, sort of average stuff, which if I found at the car boot sale I wouldn't think too much of. And here, purchased from eBay, I don't think too much of, but still a nice little lot for the money paid, and it was an interesting video. So thank you for watching. we'll see you soon.